After Ulterion composed himself, he cried for about 5 minutes. He checked the list.
All right, Ulterion. Get it together. Let's get this done. We can do this. Simon Norm. Let's get something Norm-ish.
Ulterion thought for a moment.
Norm-ish. Is that right?
Ulterion shook his head.
Whatever. What do we have here?
Ulterion traced the list with his finger until it landed on Blandelion.
Blandelion? Only in Norm.
In a forest just outside the city of Gregsville, the city that Ulterion was currently working in, a clearing had several dandelions, as well as some blandelions. The blandelion was an interesting flower on account of it being so uninteresting. It looked almost like its average cousin, the dandelion, but everything about the blandelion had no colour, except being a very dull white. It was sought out by magic users as a component to spells and or potions for being due to its bland nature. It was very hard to notice. One blandelion grew amongst its dandelion cousins. It grew just an inch over the other dandelions to absorb the sunlight. If its little plant mind could feel, it would have a sense of joy and pride that it's got its time to bask in the sun. Until the giant beaver-like monster stomped on it. Ulterion packed his things and made his way to the forest outside of Gregsville.
I know I saw a patch of flowers coming into town. I think it was right over...
Ulterion stopped in his tracks as he came across the site.
Here.
Ulterion saw the flowers crushed within a strange-looking hole. He walked over and inspected the crushed flowers.
Oh no, these are pulverized.
Ulterion looked around and then shrugged.
Well, maybe it'll do.
As Ulterion reached towards the crushed blandelion, something stopped him in his tracks.
That won't work, boy.
Ulterion looked around frantically.
Who? What? Huh?
Ulterion looked down at his bracer to find the red gem glowing and Bonefoot's voice coming out of it.
I told you that I would keep tabs on you here, damn what.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Ulterion hung his head.
All right. I guess I could travel further into the forest.
Looks like you might, dear damn what.
Ulterion sneered.
Let's do this, I guess.
Ulterion walked deeper and deeper into the forest. He noticed that it was getting darker and darker, and he was getting nervous and more nervous. Ulterion grew fearful as the forest filled with suspicious noises.
I hope I find this damn weed soon.
Suddenly, Ulterion heard something that stopped him in his track.
That was just the wind. Please just be the wind.
It was not the wind. Ulterion slowly turned around to find himself facing a large, demonic-looking beaver-like monster standing before him. Its fur was a dull burgundy, and its buck teeth ended in jagged fangs. Its red eyes focused on Ulterion. Ulterion stared in horror at the monster.
A hell beaver.
The hell beaver was a giant, monstrous beaver from hell. Pretty self-explanatory. Anyway, Ulterion came up with a plan on the spot. He ran. Ulterion took cover behind a tree.
That was pretty scary, dear damn what.
I wish you would warn me, Bonefoot.
What's the fun in that, there?
Well, as you can tell, I'm in a bit of trouble.
I'll say, boy, you're trying to hide from a hell beaver behind a tree.
Why is that an ish?
Ulterion filled with horror as he felt the tree at his back become open air. Then he felt the air become hot pants. Ulterion slowly turned around to find himself face to face with the Hell Beaver. The Hell Beaver roared in Ulterion's face, blowing his hair back and covering him in slobber. The Hell Beaver swung one of its massive claws at Ulterion, who just barely ducked underneath it. Ulterion ran deeper into the forest. Ulterion ran, and ran, and ran, and ran, and ran, until he couldn't any more. He stopped to catch his breath. Ulterion, after he caught his breath, looked up and gasped in shock. Ulterion didn't know how he noticed it due to the nature of the plant, but there was before him the Blandelion.
Finally, a break.
Suddenly, the Hell Beaver's foot slammed on top of the Blandelion. Ulterion stared in silent horror and sadness.
I should have expected that.
The Hell Beaver hunkered down and took a deep breath. Ulterion stared at the Hell Beaver in fear and confusion.
What are you...
Ulterion saw a ball of fire form in the creature's mouth.
Oh my god.
The Hell Beaver spat forth a ball of fire.
Oh shit.
Ulterion fell to the ground, just barely dodging the fireball. Ulterion looked back to see a tree, well, what used to be a tree, laying in pieces, smouldering. Ulterion looked back at the Hell Beaver. The monster charged forward. Ulterion jumped to his feet and ran away. Ulterion ran some more, and, again, became exhausted. Ulterion slowed to a halt, again.
I can't keep going like...
Having trouble there?
Don't do that!
I need my fun here, then what?
You didn't tell me it spit fireballs.
You didn't ask there. Also, I didn't care.
How do I stop it?
There's some plants hellbeavers can't eat.
Uh-huh.
That
Ulterion stood in anticipation.
is for you to figure out.
Ulterion swore over Bonefoot in his head until he heard...
Come on.
Ulterion ran some more. Once again, Ulterion grew tired. Ulterion slowed to a stop, again.
Please, don't catch up.
Ulterion was not that lucky as the Hell Beaver jumped out of a bush and landed in front of Ulterion.
Come on now.
The Hell Beaver charged forward towards Ulterion, who was out of steam. Although the Hell Beaver was moving at a high pace to Ulterion, who saw this as the inevitable, the Hell Beaver moved at a slow pace. Ulterion looked away, not wanting to be a witness to his fate. He gritted his teeth. Ulterion's eyes landed on some plants with 3 leaves. Ulterion smiled.
Of course. Poison oak.
Ulterion looked back to find that the Hell Beaver was in his face. The Hell Beaver swiped at Ulterion, but Ulterion was able to duck under the swipe and leap towards the poison oak. He rolled towards it. Ulterion grabbed the poison oak and pulled, but it resisted. Ulterion looked back to find the hell beaver bearing down on him. Ulterion panicked and pulled the poison oak harder, while the hell beaver continued to charge towards him. Ulterion continued to pull the poison oak until the plant came loose from its roots. The hell beaver was inches away from Ulterion. It opened its massive maw to make a meal of Ulterion, but what it got was a mouthful of poison oak. The hell beaver was surprised by the plant that went into his mouth. It was surprised and enraged. The hell beaver suddenly felt a terrible itch in its mouth. The hell beaver shook its head vigorously as if that would stop the burning itch in its face. The hell beaver jumped around in its fight against the itch. But it was failing. So it ran off, yelping in pain. Ulterion was satisfied with himself.
That's taken care of.
Good work, boy.
I wish you would stop that.
Did you find the Blandelion dead and what?
No.
That's fine, boy. You still have a year here, then what?
Yep.
That's the spirit, dead and what? Oh, by the way there, you just handled Poison Oak, boy. I'll get that checked out, dead and what?
As if on cue, the burning itch started on Ulterion's hand. He started scratching himself furiously.
I hate that guy.
Ulterion ran back to town and scoured the streets for a poison oak treatment. 3 days later, much to his chagrin, he found the Blandelion.
Ah, here it is.
A thought came to Ulterion.
Wait.
Ulterion turned his attention to his bracer.
Bonefoot.
Boy,
How do I get this Blandelion to you?
touch it to the bracer here, then what?
Ulterion looked at the Blandelion and his bracer curiously for a moment. He shrugged.
All right.
Ulterion slowly touched the Blandelion to the bracer. The Blandelion disappeared in a flash.
Oh, that's convenient.
I figured I'd give you a break there.
Ulterion smiled.
Now you have 3 less days to get my ingredients here, then what?
Ulterion's smile disappeared.
Thanks.
Ulterion sighed and stepped his way back to town. To be continued.